Welcome back to our continuation of NeuroNet Mendax Proxy. Today we're going to be recording Chapter 6, which is Crash and Burn. A bit curious to see how that goes, following on the heels of Fame is Less Than Infamy, considering that chapter didn't really end or even deal with much that entailed, some sudden spike in Fame being overtaken by Infamy. So I'm not really gonna do much of a preamble here because the last chapter was kind of just more touching base in a new city of Shentilar. I'm working with the corporate police agency now, the CPA. So those were two of the major highlights. I guess the only thing I'm going to open up with is I was tinkering around in here. Looks like I'm missing 5 characters. Curious how many more chapters I have left in this. Truth be told, I didn't look anything up, but I did look up just for like viewing comparison's sake. People playing this game and watching this game. It doesn't really seem like too many, and I couldn't get a vibe for how many chapters there are. But considering I'm on chapter 6, I can't really imagine there being too much more to go through. Anyway, the codex is pretty interesting. Aside from characters, so you see I'm missing 5 characters to meet still. Locations, 4, so I'm clearly reaching the point of unlocking the codex. I think this is interesting for people to look at though. The threads. Pretty straightforward. Alpha was the creation of the character. Beta, I believe, was us. So you should be able to unlock these threads in their fullest just going between the first 2 chapters. The part I'm finding interesting is all of this. I would assume it's safe to say that these are essentially relationships built up with people. I find it interesting my relationship with Esteval isn't so high. Papa Rudo is doing pretty good. Oh, see the comeback king. So, with this in mind, I'm a little bit curious how a second playthrough is going to look. Look at that, I've already got points with Thompson, up to 3. Thompson was satisfied, or relieved that the incident was simply a tragic accident rather than an act of evil. How do you feel that? Yeah, just things to keep in mind when you're... This is going to be super useful when I'm achievement hunting. Confront River about her antics? Who the fuck is River? Help Patricia out of a bind. Help Rue achieve his dream. Okay, so yeah. So these are things. Alright, well, let's get to it. Chapter 6, Crash and Burn.
The council wants advice on its current urban development plan. Where should they invest their resources?
Urban development.
Public transport.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean based on that decision.
There's a conspiracy going around about additives in the city's water. Can you share the reservoir data?
Sure.
Yes.
I could really use some tips on how to get better sleep. I'm beat, and yet when I get home, I can't turn my brain off.
Working graveyard shift for 4 years, I always used ambience.
Try ambiance.
What do you mean?
Oh my god, this is exactly the stuff I would listen to. And they picked a really good track. So when you're listening to rain sound tracks on YouTube, some of them sound like a freaking frying pan just sizzling, but when you can hear each individual raindrop, chef kiss.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, if you could put together a playlist of that for me, please.
There's a lot of debate regarding what is deemed necessary force when subduing rioters. Should we revise the legislation?
I mean, if it's unclear, then obviously.
Yes.
I keep getting customers that are pretty far gone, if you know what I mean. The thing is, they always make these massive orders.
He means customers who are stoned out of their gourd.
Yeah, it's great for business, but it feels like I'm taking advantage of them. Should I make a restriction on who I serve?
I mean, if they're eating the food, or even saving it for later, like I'll get food and explicitly just so I can take it home and save it for later.
No.
Oh, we're looking for the kid. Help out Rue. Her mouth moves gently as she reads from a book. Speed.
Acuity.
She frowns. I strobe the street lamp in her peripheral and her eyes snap to it. She tucks it under a nearby bin. I flicker another further down the street. She ambles to the other lamp, which puts her in front of a shop using a scrolling text banner. I've replaced the specials with a greeting.
What does acuity mean?
Sharpness.
Her lips move unconsciously as she mulls it over. A moment passes.
What do you want?
Time to go.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. He's not the first person to play nice with me. I know what he really wants.
What does he really want?
Rue's
Leave.
genuine.
Sure. Of course he is. And you're pals with him. Why should I trust you?
Why would I lie?
Why does anybody lie? To get what they want.
I want to help.
We've been over this. I have no reason to trust you.
Can I change that?
I doubt it.
Give me a chance.
All right then. Turn that light off. Now turn it back on. Now that one.
What is she getting at?
And that one.
A smirk pricks the corner of her mouth. She makes finger guns at different lights so you switch them on and off as she goes. A couple of bewildered pedestrians scurry down the street and the kid just laughs. The shopkeeper whose banner you're borrowing sticks his head out of the window. Oh, this is the guy that wanted a gun license.
Oh, what the hell?
The kid jiggers both fingers at the shops in a rapid-fire motion and you strobe the lights inside.
Now cut that out, you little witch!
Oh my goodness. The kid cackles and scurries off down the street. She ducks past a confused-looking couple and down an alley. Her smile wanes as she looks around. You snag her attention by lighting up the screen of a nearby ATM. She approaches gingerly.
Can you use this thing to give me credits?
Technically, I could.
That's illegal.
What happened to you serve me?
Within the law.
Yeah, sure. Can you find me somewhere to sleep tonight?
She studies it for a while.
That goes through the subway. I won't be able to get past the gates.
I got you.
I thought you said no crime. Isn't hacking someone's service the same as stealing from them?
I don't know if I want to let her know I'll pay, because then she'll grow reliant on me paying for things.
And be legitimate.
All thanks to Cordo's business card. You print a simplified version of the map on a receipt and follow it up with a purchase order for a train ticket. The girl takes them tentatively. Despite her skepticism, she follows the map through the subway. On On the train, the kid tries her best to find an empty carriage. She has to settle for one with a couple of sleeping passengers. She takes a seat at the far end, sitting with her thumbs in the inner corners of her eyes.
You okay?
It's nothing.
She doesn't open her eyes for the entire journey. Eventually she arrives at the southern part of Shentilar. Following your directions, she makes a turn into a courtyard where she is faced with Papa Rue's grill bus. Take control of a nearby intercom.
I thought this was about building trust.
It is. For you.
Fine. What about shelter?
Afterwards.
You're the worst.
The things that are good for us are seldom fun. She scrunches up the map and tosses it aside, reluctantly making her way towards the food truck. You'll let Rue know she's here. Considering I know I'm going to play this game again, I'm just going to keep warning the city, even though I really want to ignore a warning for the sake of testing achievements. Earthquake is a minor shake and nothing more. The disruption caused by your warning does more damage than the quake itself. Oh, I should have looked at the... Whoops.
Our sponsorship of the subway expansion has given us priority for advertising space. What should we prioritize marketing?
Like, we need to let people come to know me better.
Me.
I notice what can only be described as a shadow program following me around. I'm unsure how long it's been there. It's likely a form of spyware. Its design is incredibly crafty. I should get it removed. If it's that crafty, yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
The shutdown inconveniences a lot of people. The fact that you were compromised doesn't look good either.
You know that guy I told you about? The one from the rally? Well, his name is Christian.
Oh, Talingrey's got the feelings.
And you see, we've been chatting. A lot, actually. I want to ask him out. I was wondering if you had any ideas where we could go.
Those are both really good options. I know that Talingrey likes the tea house, but the music garden lets them enjoy the sights of a garden, which is peaceful and relaxing. And you've also got music that you can remark on.
Janye Music Garden.
Classy. I like it. Well, I suppose we'll find out if he's a fan of Janye late blues or not.
In the late evenings, the jazz bars of Janye are renowned for a particular style of blues music that is slower, introspective, and often more melancholy.
I have reason to suspect the Right Honorable Fulcrum has been taking bribes. Can you give me access to his account history?
One of the longest and richest serving judges in Catena's High Court presided over the Meat Vat 6, a group of vegan college kids that sabotage meat-growing services, arguing they harvest stem cells from live animals, which is animal cruelty.
Yes.
Surveying the Shentilar underground, I spot the kid staggering through the tunnels. She seems disoriented.
Hey, kid.
Odd.
How's it going?
Clasps the side of her head and stumbles back.
It's so loud!
What is?
All of it! In my head! It's so loud!
The implant that's on the fritz. Eyes dart from screen to screen. They begin to water, she squeezes them shut, slumping against the wall. Kate opens her eyes, then rubs them. She looks up and down the tunnel to see rows of blank screens.
Did you do that?
You okay?
It's better now.
She stands and presses the hills of her hands against her brow.
How long can you do that for?
Long enough.
Do you think you could keep it up? At least until I get out of here.
Sure.
She navigates her way through the underground while you maintain a bubble of disabled electronics around her. That's wild. Once on street level, she finds a kiosk away from the rain where you can talk to her.
What was that?
I get headaches when I'm around too much noise. All the lights and sounds, they get inside my head and I can't turn them down. Sometimes it gets a bit much.
The neural chip causing sensitivity to electromagnetism, maybe?
Your neural chip?
Yeah. The thing in my head is broken. It doesn't filter stuff like it's supposed to. I get everything at full volume all the time.
Fuck, that sucks.
Usually I avoid places like that if I'm tired. I just got caught out tonight.
So, when we made her go on the train, that was fucked up.
How'd it break?
Touches the back of her head as her face becomes stony.
I was hit in the back of my head. Hard enough to crack my skull and damage the chip inside.
God damn.
All I can remember are basic images and sounds. I was woken up by my parents crying, so I went to go find them. I got to the living room. I remember seeing my dad on his knees. He was bleeding from his nose and mouth. My mom was lying in front of the couch. Her arms weren't working. They were both crying. There were some people I didn't know in the room with them. They were wearing these long raincoats. They saw me and... I didn't see who hit me. I woke up later, and my parents were gone.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
Still, I'm sorry.
Scratches the back of her head.
I'm about to collapse. Is there somewhere safe and dry nearby?
Dry.
Underpass.
How close to get away from the wind?
Check it out. I found an old karaoke machine at a garage sale. I'm gonna set it up just outside the shop.
Great idea.
I'm almost worried.
I need one of those data webs, like you did with the Stallion case. Can you put one together for my current job?
Regarding Rue, I'm almost worried that between the slot machine, the karaoke, it might be drawing too much attention to him and Shentilar, but at the same time, you know, he's bringing in a crowd, he's making people entertained.
Yes.
It's been a bad day. I'm completely broke. Where can I get food with no credits?
I would assume the night market?
Night market.
She has to resort to begging at the night market. Thankfully, there are enough people about that she eventually gets some food.
I'm meant to be meeting Christian at 4 p.m. today, but my schedule is completely filled up with meetings. Should I postpone?
Wasn't he the first meeting that you had?
No.
That's not how I thought me saying that was gonna go.
Hey, I have to go through the subway again. Think you can do that thing again where you stop all the noise?
Yes.
Ooh! I mean, it's just a temporary, like, Outage. What the hell?
It's getting colder. I'm nearly freezing to death each night, but I don't have a blanket or anything. How can I stay warm?
Club vents.
Direct her to an underground club with vents outside that output substantial heat. Unfortunately, the bouncers chase her away.
Ugh, the world is so depressing. I need to indulge in some escapism. For myself and for my viewers. What should I cover?
Lux Festival.
Tranquil, beautiful, effervescent. Sounds like a dream. Good shout.
Huh. Latest dream teaching report is in. There might actually be something here. Should we fund it?
Oh, the money!
Yes.
Oh, that actually rose my money. Results may be slow and a little unreliable, but people are going crazy for the ability to be productive while asleep.
Our patrol units could use some drone support, and no one around here is competent enough to manage more than one at a time. If you're flying them, we might actually get somewhere. Your boss tells me they can supply the drones. You in?
Yes.
People seem nervous by the presence of police-affiliated drones watching them. The effects on reducing crime are almost immediate. Nice.
I have a interview with the guy inside this here building, but he refused to open the front door. Can you lend me a hand? There we go.
I want to make it up to Christian for missing our drinks. What should I get him?
I don't know what the guy likes. Fuck it, a cactus sounds kinda cool.
Apology cactus.
The gesture is well received and the pair organized to meet up properly at a more suitable time. Oh, thank goodness.
Instead of being out there making myself useful, I'm stuck in here filing stupid forms. Is there any way you can speed this up?
I can, Should I remove redundancies? He's filing forms. Reorganize. Scour the records for any files that address existing points in his cases, creating reference links for him to use.
Hey, Nugs. You got a minute? I could use a hand with some accounting.
Sure.
No matter how many times I go over this, the numbers don't add up. I've triple-checked every single chit and counted out the cash a dozen times. I have the values here.
What about tips?
The kid takes those, unless they're given to me directly.
Lost chits?
Everyone made it to the stake. I've scoured the truck fully. It's the cleanest it's ever been. I don't think there's anything else I could have missed.
There is a definite discrepancy between what Rue earned over the week and what is actually in his till.
Ah, I thought so. How did this happen?
Where's the girl?
You have a better shot of figuring that out than I do. She didn't show tonight. You're not suggesting...
I am.
That's quite the bat you're swinging around there. Someone might get hurt.
You're getting hurt.
I don't want to hear it, Nugs. I'll figure this out. Thank you for your help.
I'd give him some space and keep an eye out for the kid.
Stuff's been a little gloomy around here recently. I want to liven things up. Here, I've got a joke for you. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
You.
You who?
Yes, hello, I see you. That's more like it.
Yeah, just with this guy.
I want to introduce a therapeutic rehabilitation program to our penitentiaries. It'll be costly, though. Think it's worth it?
Therapeutic rehabilitation program for prisoners. I mean, yeah, that's essentially what prisoners need now.
Yes.
Listen, Ark. You've been honest with me so far, but what about the people who made you? Would you let me look at your company's records?
Yes.
Mindcorp.
I'm curious. What do you think of yourself? Are you proud of what you are?
Damn, that's an interesting and direct question. I don't know, it just exists.
Not particularly.
What is that?
Pride isn't useful.
I beg to differ. Pride is a marker for care and quality. Take me, for example. I'm only this radiant because I take pride in my appearance. My businesses succeed because they take pride in their service.
I don't necessarily believe that pride has to do anything with presenting oneself well. Like, there's many correlates of that. It could be, ambition, which one can argue is an extension of pride. It can be a simple matter of hygienic professionalism. Likewise, same thing with business success. It's not pride in service. One can simply work because they, take pride in doing what they do. I don't know. I personally, when I work, I like to do my absolute best simply because I feel like I owe it to myself to do my best. It's not a matter of pride. It's a matter of self-challenge.
Someone hacked into the Fletcher case file and dumped a bunch of evidence. What should we prioritize investigating?
Huh. Oh, God, I really want to check out the source.
The source.
I decided to host a I'll deep fry anything event, and someone brought in a bunch of bananas. I think I'm inspired.
I mean, we have it in real life, right? That's what plantains are.
Go for it.
They become something of a Shentilar delicacy. Damn.
A lot of people claiming you've been compromised. Something about data leaks. Do I need to restrict your access protocols?
They were criminals.
All my scheduled interviews got canceled, and I'm still waiting on search warrants to be verified. For once, I have free time.
I mean, is it worth revisiting crime scenes, or should we catch up on paperwork?
Catch up on paperwork.
If you're really, really quiet, you can hear yourself doing the world a favor.
Several weeks pass, and Rue's profits keep failing to line up. You keep watching the kid on the nights she works. Sure enough, I'm able to capture several instances of her slipping cash from the till when Rue is busy.
I don't need to see that, Archie.
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't need to see videos of it. It's not that I don't trust you. Of course I trust you, Nugget. It's just... she's in a much worse situation than I am. I have a roof, I have food, I have a family.
He stalls on that last bit. Man, this guy is too good for this game.
I can weather this when she has to weather a lot worse.
I'll talk to her.
I spy the kid as she enters a convenience store in West Shentilar. I draw her to a kiosk as soon as she leaves the shop.
Hey.
opens the packet of fruity cubes she just bought and throws a couple in her mouth. She chews and swallows. Fuck, the sound of people eating. Christ.
What's up?
It's about Rue.
She's rigid.
What about him?
You're hurting him.
You think he's your friend? But he's not. You're just a tool. He's using you like how he's trying to use me. He's no different to everyone else. He makes you think he's all nice and sweet. He draws you in, and then...
Kid has serious trust issues. Tears well in her eyes.
And then... I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm getting what I can, then I'm getting out.
He means no harm.
Grimace.
Whatever. I'm safer on my own.
What exactly can we do?
You can start by helping me find somewhere where I don't have to sleep with one eye open.
And then?
And then I'll get to sleep. You're like a robot or something, so you don't know what it feels like to be starving and tired all the time. All I can do each day is try to make it to the end of it. That's all I have energy for. My concerns are not dying from the cold or getting attacked. Not what I'll be doing next week or next month. If I don't focus on the now, I might not get to the then.
Work together.
She kicks a cardboard carton across the footpath.
Sure. What a merry team we'll make. How about we start this off with finding me a place to stay?
Count on me.
Wipes her nose and sniffs. I'm able to get a place to rent a Slums. You're going to have to be creative. A director of an all-night laundromat. Inside is an industrial-sized dryer that's been out of order for months. The owner doesn't seem all that interested in repairing it anytime soon. She should be safe, sleep inside it. With the last of Rue's money, she could buy a towel to use as a blanket. People might mistake her for some abandoned laundry.
You sure nobody's gonna set this thing off with me inside it?
It's inoperable.
What does inoperable mean?
Doesn't work.
It's hard to tell by her face if she's convinced or not.
What about the cameras? Aren't they going to report me?
Not with me here.
Okay. Thanks.
I direct her to a place she can afford a towel, and she returns to the laundromat to rest.
We want to alleviate some of the concerns people have about you. Should we host an organized panel or public conference?
We did a panel last time, now let's do a public conference since I now have more power over the city.
Conference.
A surprising amount of people attend. There's so many questions and most of the hearing is just people talking over each other. And that's what I expected.
Strangely enough, Shentilar has some of the most aggressive health and safety auditors I've ever met. I'm not the cleanest, though.
Better fix that.
I was looking over Thursday's interview and something doesn't add up. There are contradictions all over this case.
Review alibis.
Investigating the whereabouts of each person is tricky, as many of them are outside my reach. Looks like it's up in Thompson.
I'm trying to sleep, but this gram keeps screaming straight into my brain every 2 minutes. Can you mute it? Just for tonight?
Graham, holographic advertisement. Holo ad emitters are ubiquitous throughout Catena and function by connecting to the viewer's optical enhancements and creating images that only they can see in the form of holograms, hence Graham. It's exactly as intrusive as it sounds.
Yes.
I got a visit from some pretty rough-looking lads. They claim to work for the Toad and are demanding protection money.
The criminal underground of the Shentilar district is run by the crime boss, Hasashi Toad Takao, and its tendrils stretch across the city. Few people know the origin of his moniker, and none of them talk about it. I don't want him to fucking pay money for this crap. I don't want to, like, just have to uplift entirely. This is bullshit.
Relocate.
Rue moves to a new spot. The loss in regular customers ends up costing more than the protection money. What it might cost in trouble has yet to be determined.
If we establish a temporary curfew in Shentilar, it'll help us investigate mob activity. Think it's worth the unrest it'll cause?
Yes.
I tuned to Papa Rue's real bus to catch him staring at his tablet, tapping his lips with a pen absent-mindedly.
I've been thinking, Nugs. I might be able to try this again.
Explain.
Setting up a shop. I've been following your saving plan, cutting costs where I can, putting in the hours.
He looks up, expression hopeful.
And I'm almost there.
Rather read out the screen, you just connect to it wirelessly.
I need a hand deciding where to set up. It's gonna be in Shentilar.
Sounds good.
Absolutely. Franchises like Beefy Boys don't like the Shentilar scene all that much. Leaves room for Papa to settle in. I've also built a little bit of a following here.
Gestures enthusiastically out at the courtyard. It's densely populated with people, many of which are customers. One even managed to fall asleep in his order. What? Oh. Returns back to you with a grin.
What I need is some legal advice.
I'll try.
Contracts, Nugget. I'm talking leases. Property in Shentilar is a little different than anywhere else.
Shentilar property. You can never really know who owns a property in Shentilar. There are layers, horizontal and vertical. From the name on the deed to the shell corporation behind them, everything is parceled up in a tangled web.
I could use an extra set of eyes on any deal I might sign. I'm not so great with the legal jargon.
I've got you.
Amazing. I'll pass on the ones I'm looking at. You let me know which seems best.
He uploads an array of documents which you're able to parse into legal, mostly legal, and definitely not.
There are counterfeit bionics all over the market at the moment. Are you able to scan all bionics purchased of Class C or above?
Wait, do I do yes or go undercover? It sounds like I'm doing both. I'm confused.
Yes.
You're not able to track those sold on the black market, but you're able to catch any distributor whose supplier is compromised.
It's getting late, and I still haven't been able to find any work. Do you know anyone here that might have something for me?
I don't know who either of these are. Let me try Kokoro. Alright, that worked. Owner offers credit to the kid to wash bowls.
There's a new business developing Dreamcasters that want to use our tech. Looking at their credentials, it's a risk. Thoughts?
Man, that's some invasive technology right there that we're giving risky credentials access to. This question has come up in the past, though. Fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
Invest.
People are really excited by this new product. It pays itself off rapidly.
Tonight is so cold. It's getting harder to breathe. You've got to help me find somewhere warmer than here.
It's humid, but at least it's warm.
We found an ocular implant with some blood on it. Looks like whoever owned this ran into some trouble. Can you analyze it?
Serial number.
The implant was purchased years ago. The problem is, the buyer wasn't necessarily the user.
We found a number of unregistered pulse weapons in a warehouse raid. No identifiers on their components. No bioevidence either.
Check ammunition, check power supply. I mean, if they're pulse weapons, wouldn't it both be both? Let's check the...
Check ammunition.
One of the advantages of pulse weapons is their ammo is completely unremarkable, making it nearly impossible to trace. Fuck, man.
I'm coordinating a volunteer cleanup of Shentilar, but it's proving difficult to get people involved. Do you think it's worth it?
Yes.
I've got a case that's proving hard to lock down. Everyone involved is being very tight-lipped. If I asked for video recordings from specific private establishments, is that something you could get for me?
Yes.
There's a movement to phase out our quarterly public forums. People are claiming it's inefficient use of government resources.
To phase out quarterly public forums provide a space for people to discuss topics with a broad audience, where individuals can exchange ideas and gain knowledge from diverse perspectives. They also create a breeding ground for misinformation, hate speech, and harassment. So there's a movement to phase out the public forums. An inefficient use of government resources. If it's a breeding ground for misinformation, hate speech, and harassment, I mean,
phase it out.
I've only managed to get a couple of credits today. Do you know a place where I could find some food for this much?
Pigs, mini metro. What about the noodle market? I like noodles.
Noodle market.
He manages to locate a vendor selling raw veggies with some actual nutritional value.
I keep losing stock, despite the precautions I'm taking. Can you help me try and catch this thief?
Check your cameras.
I work 10-hour days every day. Do you think I have time to view that all again to find out where this stuff is going missing?
I mean, that's what I was gonna do. Movement outside a Calm's repair shop in Shentilar catches my attention. It's a few hours past midnight. This is Street Punks.
Go, go,
there
go!
we go! Masked figures break through the front window and pile in.
Look at this place. Scum. There.
Stocky figure separates from the group and heads to the hole the leader is pointing at. Dan clips a canister from his belt. He sprays a distinct emerald green logo of a square shattering. You've seen this a few times throughout the city.
Okay. Time for the main event.
The leader scans the room until she spots your camera.
You're mine.
She grabs a nearby chair and climbs on it to reach me.
What the hell is going on?
Door leading deeper into the building opens and a portly man steps out, hefting a large shotgun.
Fuck! Run!
The shotgun clicks empty and the intruders flee through the shattered window. Except one.
Oh, I finally got one.
A boy, no more than 19 and now unmasked, lies on the floor, clutching his leg. Blood slowly pools beneath him.
Ah! You fucking shot me! Fuck!
What did you think you were risking breaking in places, man?
Wait, no! Shit!
The boy throws two bloody hands in front of him.
Please! I'm a fucking son, man! Shit! You should have thought of that before breaking into people's property, huh?
The shopkeeper shoulders the gun and makes a call instead. After some time, a pair in suits show up and take the boy away. On the way out, they give a white envelope to the shopkeeper.
I hope this covers all the damage this time.
One of the suits nods and they leave. The shopkeeper sighs and walks through the back door, returning with a broom. Woo! The soundtrack picked up quite nicely there.
I'm going to drown in this rain. Where should I go?
Well, the subway is going to aggravate her implant.
Tram garage.
It's a garage nearby where city trams are stored while awaiting maintenance. You override the lock and let the kid in.
It feels like I'm about to collapse from thirst. Are there any cafes nearby that would let me in for some water?
Shit, both of these sound Gucci.
The Black Cat.
The Black Cat proves to be lucky in the end. The owner kindly offers the kid a drink and lets her stay out of the sun for a while. The Black Cat is a cozy cafe full of irregular armchairs and odd-looking lamps. Too quiche for the likes of Canopy. It's a local icon in Shentilar. Knew it!
These mobs are getting out of hand. If we don't try to get Shentilar under control, something's going to break. What should we do?
Host a hearing.
Good luck.
As soon as you take action, you lose connection to the NeuroNet in a northeast part of Shentilar.
That's weird.
What's going on?
And one of the Shentilar towers is no longer reachable.
That's bad.
Esteban rubs her chin and runs diagnostics.
It's as if it just puffed out of existence.
I'm about to wage war on fucking Shentilar, man. I don't have any visuals on the tower, but I detect a news broadcast in that area.
What the hell?
I bring up the feed of the helicopter looking at the NeuroNet tower. A reporter is talking over the footage.
The damage is substantial.
There's a 10-foot hole on one of the walls. I can see flickers of fire through the thick smoke.
As of yet, there have been no reports of injuries.
My archive of the tower's attendance sheet shows there was no one present.
Evidence suggests that this was an organized attack.
A familiar emerald green logo of a square shattering is sprayed on the side of the building.
Neither Mindcorp nor government officials have given a statement about this new movement. Yet they only seem to grow. How long will these organizations stand on the sidelines?
I click the broadcast over.
Damn it!
I gotta say, the soundtrack is so good right here. I wonder if this... Pretty sure the game does have a soundtrack in OST.
We need to talk strategy with Thompson. We can't continue like this.
I'm not joking. I'm about to fucking wage war. I always tell people that in the pursuit of transhumanism, there's always going to be a radical subsection that's going to have to be wiped out. I won't get into it here, but if you consider where medical technology is now, and you consider groups that are already opposed to utilizing medical technology, and indeed are willing to firebomb clinics and medical institutions, when the time comes for advanced, smart technology to start taking over and transitioning out human power, these same radicals are going to become even more extreme. And this is probably what we're about to deal with right now.
Agreed.
Esteban moves away from her desk and activates her comms. It's eerie how quickly the event fades and things get back to normal. Ah, the title, Crash and Burn.
I need to find someone who might be willing to share some credits. Who should I talk to?
Talingrey.
She waits for the politician, but when he shows up, he does not have any cash on him. He does split his lunch, though. Traffic control malfunction. No response. Reboot failed. Try to override traffic control. Crash occurred. Lost connection. You notify Thompson of the failure, suggesting he manages the traffic until it's repaired. He is not amused.
I've been asked to handle our interview with Fortran. I'm worried she'll make me look bad. She clearly has an agenda.
Well, I like Fortran.
You'll do great.
She doesn't. Knew it.
I've been going through the records you gave me, and there's some shady stuff here. It doesn't put you in a good light.
I am not them.
Yeah, but they did make you, which puts a stain on your record. Why should the people trust your judgment?
They don't have to.
I don't think you realize how sinister that sounds. The fact that you let me have these records speaks a form of integrity, though.
I aim to be just.
What is your purpose, then? As you see it?
To protect.
Fair enough.
She seems satisfied for the time being, at least.
I've got a missing persons report for a kid who walked out on his family. Can you locate them before I have to deploy a team?
Kid who walked out on his family. Frequent hangouts, observe friends. Keep an eye on the teen's friends and notice the average amount they spend on groceries has increased in the past week. Checking their home, they seem to be buying for an extra person. I give Thompson the lead, and surely enough, the kid is there.
The CPA wants us to reform our weapons control legislation to allow officers to openly carry pulse weaponry. Do you support it?
I'm at a crossroads right now, in that we're obviously dealing with a dangerous mob, which, based on the last chapter, has weapons capable of literally blowing a person apart to the point where they are unrecognizable as being a person. However, there's already the public image that I have too much power and the CPA has too much power. At the same time, one of my towers was just taken offline in a violent attack, and the perpetrators marked their identity. And I am saying that it's about to be time for war. So...
Yes.
A new terminal coming online.
Hey, hey, hey! Would you look at that?
This is gonna be Rude's new business?
We did it, bud. I wouldn't have made it without you.
Yo, we had Dilby in there! The original help!
Thank you.
Check this out. We've got extra fryers on the go, which means...
Grabs a plastic bowl and returns to my terminal.
we can try more things. Look at these.
Oh yeah. He holds the bowl up to my camera. It's full of little misshapen balls of batter that glisten in the fluorescent light.
I call them Lil Nugs, after you. That's not all. Dilby's going to be here on the regular, and he's got a mate who's joining the team next week.
Nice! Forgot about the kid, though.
Which means I get to see my boy properly again. We might actually have something stable here. Thanks to you.
Anytime.
1 foot at a time. He wipes the corner of his eye, then gives a thumbs up.
Better get to it then. Grand opening and all that.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I wonder if that's the, not achievement, but red urn, like Kingmaker or something. Rue returns to the grill as Dilby switches the door sign to open. As for you, or as for me, I have the rest of the city to attend to.
I'm not normally caught in this part of town. Do you know of a good spot I could get out of the rain?
I'm loath to suggest a house of faith, but...
House of Faith.
As predicted, the doors are open. She's able to slip past the warden's notice as they lock up for the night, and at least it's tried.
Dilby's mate has offered to redesign our logo on the cheap. Should we give them a shot?
Bro, after what I saw your art... Yeah.
Yes.
Turns out Dovey's mate is training to become a professional designer and is actually very skilled.
Chief wants me to go over a case I put to rest months ago. It's a waste of time. Can you think of a way to change his mind?
Is it a waste of time? Dude, this guy looks so cool. I wonder if I have head implant he has.
I'll talk to him.
Hard pass on that. I wanted ideas. I'm not about to have someone fight my battles for me.
Whose glasses, I just noticed, have a lot of digital readouts.
I found a guy who's giving me some change to deliver a package to his friend. Can you help me find this address?
It's dangerous there.
She doesn't feel safe going to that part of town either. She buckets the change and leaves the package in a dumpster. Oh, that's not what I wanted her to do.
More and more people are being hospitalized with what appears to be allergic reactions to new drug Epicenter.
Epicenter. The Bao Trial. Bao Zai Jingwei is an augment dancer who performs electro ballet at the Electric Swan Theater. Oh, we've read this once. She's accused of murdering the patron of the Electric Swan during a private performance. She claims she was hacked. More and more people are being hospitalized with what appears to be allergic reactions to the new drug. Release trial
reports.
I checked the reports and they seem authentic. I don't understand why the drug isn't working.
Is it a manufacturing issue or a distribution issue?
Check manufacturing.
There appears to be a large quantity of counterfeit drugs being produced by the factory and sold on the black market.
I saw an old jukebox in a thrift store. This thing is ancient, Nugs. It still plays music off plug-in chips. It'll be so cool.
Buy it.
While it looks great, finding storage devices that are compatible with it proves very difficult. It's just an expensive set piece. Yeah.
Someone placed a meat hook program in the hospital's main systems. We've managed to trap it in an isolated server.
A meat hook program is a loitering virus that hides in a server, waiting for a neural link to hijack. Once a victim is hooked, it gives its operator access to the victim's neural link.
Would you be able to take a look at it? We need to know where it came from.
Yes.
I entered the server with the program and managed to extract information on how it was made, but not before it rips into me. Attacking a hospital is an act of terrorism. Thompson eagerly tracks the maker down, who he catches before the week is even over.
So get this. Senior members of the CPA have been taking hush money from someone in Shentilar.
Ooh.
I want to go public with this, but it might put people in danger. Do you think I should go through with it?
Abso-fucking-lutely. We're about to shake things up.
Yes?
Minister Bayou is claiming someone hacked his vehicle, causing the collision last week. Do you want to handle the investigation?
A devout believer in the Book of Timrop, devoted to spreading the teachings of the Church of the Neon Word. The Neon Word! He has been influential in new policies aimed at improving Shentilar.
Yes.
The minister's suspicion was correct. It looks like this was a ploy by the mob to intimidate him, and it worked.
I think I'm a little understaffed. This place is much bigger than the van. Just simple maintenance is taking forever.
I wish we could get the kid back in here, even though she was, thieving.
People have been using commercial lasers to disorient government drones. The CPA wants to be able to arrest for this offense.
If you know that what you're doing is actively disrupting an organization of order and policing,
I support it.
I tune into the laundromat to see if the kid is there. I spot the familiar bundle of towels in the broken dryer. She's resting peacefully, but you're worried the owner is starting to notice her coming in and out of the laundromat. She uncovers herself from the sheets, bleary-eyed. After she checks for anyone else in the store, she crawls out of the dryer.
What's going on?
This can't go on.
What are you talking about?
Being homeless.
You woke me up for that? If I had a choice, I wouldn't be here. You think I want to be sleeping in a metal drum? I told you before, I can't afford to think about the future. It takes all I have to get to the end of each day.
Do you trust me?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I have a plan.
I'll
Do I
buy
have a plan?
Get an account.
At a bank? What for? I have no credits.
Oh, am I about to commit a crime?
You will.
Yeah? How?
Go back to Rue.
I stole from him. There's no way he's going to take me back.
He misses you.
I doubt it.
Trust me.
She rolls her eyes.
Then what? I'm not going to be able to afford rent off tips and burger grease.
Save.
Huh?
Save for clothes.
I explained the chain of effects that comes from getting sick and the savings that come with adequate prevention.
I get your point, but you're missing something.
What's that?
No one is going to let me into a bank. They see someone like me approaching and I won't even make it through the front door, let alone get an appointment.
I'll look it.
Okay.
Eyes drift in thought.
Okay, it's still,
She bites her lip.
I read about this. Catch-22, when you need one thing to get the other, but that one thing requires the other first.
Yes, but no.
What do you mean?
I explain how Rue's old deal still stands. She'll get food and a bit of cash for working at the grill. The initial savings will be small enough that he can keep it at the shop, which is secure.
You're asking me to put a lot of faith in him.
He deserves it.
It's just scary.
Life is scary.
She doesn't say anything for a while.
What about the account? What else will I need?
A name.
That's not something Shentilar gutter kids are lucky enough to have.
What about before?
Yeah, I had one. But it got taken away the day my parents were... or it started to disappear after that. Spend long enough in the gutter with people ignoring you, you start to wonder if you even exist. And when the only ones who do see you as prey, what's the point of a name? A name gives something for the memories to stick to.
She scuffs her feet on the tiles. When she speaks, it's barely audible.
I want to be someone again.
Choose a name.
She looks up with a sidelong glance.
How?
However you like.
People can't just give themselves names.
Yes, they can.
Like who?
Celebrities.
Yeah, but they are famous.
Weren't always.
I guess not.
I chose art.
Is that what your creators called you?
Chose to keep it.
She sits against the wall and pulls her blanket over her knees.
I could be anyone.
Anyone.
Where would I begin? There are too many options.
Who do you like?
No one really. I don't have any friends.
What do you like?
This music is so good!
Well, actually...
Go on.
I remembered something my parents described to me. It's from a story, but they said it was a real thing. It was called the Northern Lights in our world. It had another name, though, the one they used in the story.
Her eyes glaze as she watches the lights dance in her head.
It had a pretty sound to it. A pretty name for a pretty thing.
Aurora. She's going to choose the name Aurora.
Aura. Aura.
Aurora?
Her eyes snap open and she gives you a dazzling smile.
That's it! That's the name! Aurora.
That's a good name.
Aurora. Say it back to me.
Aurora.
Again.
Aurora.
Aurora.
Aurora!
She stands, her body filled with energy, and begins swaying from side to side.
Yeah. Aurora. That'll be my name.
Greetings, Aurora.
Hello, Ark.
She scoops up her blanket and throws it over her shoulders like a cape.
Ark, please book an appointment at the nearest bank for Aurora. Just Aurora.
Book in Janye.
Why there? I'll need to catch a train.
Safer than here.
She nods in agreement.
If you say so. Can you please let me know the day before? And what time I need to start heading over there?
Sure thing.
She smiles, then yawns.
I need to get back to sleep. Thank you, Ark. I'll talk to you later then.
See you.
I leave Aurora to rest for the night and make a booking at the Zanye District Bank for an afternoon account opening. The Zanye District Bank, the People's Bank of Catena, opened its first branch in Zanye and has since expanded throughout the city, providing essential banking services to all. The rest of the night goes as expected.
People keep returning the PCM 800 series, saying it's got shit connectivity. But the supplier insists the model isn't faulty.
PCM 800 series, a popular and long-serving model of wireless data router made by Smith & Jeeves Incorporated, a company that recently closed 2 factories due to the poor sales of its new axial linear filter. Yo, you just closed 2 factories?
I'll take a look.
I take a look at the devices to find an incongruity with the transmitters from what they're supposed to have. Somewhere in the supply chain, their components have been swapped for cheaper versions.
I'm getting a lot of complaints from worried parents about their kids being exposed to explicit content on holo projectors.
Fair enough.
Stricter content laws.
As the days roll by, more and more attacks on Shentilar towers take place. Some digital, but mostly physical. I'm able to catch a fair few before they begin, but some slip by. Expansion of the NeuroNet slows considerably. By some miracle, no one has been injured in the attacks on the towers yet. Yo, these organics are poking a fucking sleeping bear. My attention is split between trying to prevent damages and other responsibilities.
I'm thinking of adding a kids menu. Maybe adding little toys or something. Do you think that would go down well?
In Shentilar? I think in Shentilar it would. If he was in Canopy, the parents would be like, what a waste of time. I'm so pompous. You know?
Yes.
While the customers appreciate it, the cost to effort ratio of getting it set up is a little steep. The day approaches of Aurora's bank interview. I alert her the night before as requested. When I find her the next day, she looks different.
Hey, Ark.
Whoa!
Do I look the part?
Where did you?
She tugs on the hem of her blazer.
It's quite a lot, but I think it'll work.
What about saving?
Don't worry. That's still the plan. I just gave myself a head start.
Why a school?
She performs a small puree.
You'd be amazed how quickly people change their behavior around you when they think they know who you are. They'll see a schoolgirl and assume a family, a home, and an income. They'll also assume consequences for trying to fuck with her.
She lightens up.
Plus, the girls' dormitories have showers. With this, I should be able to walk right on in.
That is the most practical excuse I've heard.
Anyway, don't we have an appointment to get to? Can you do that thing where you block the ads for me?
Sure.
Aurora nods and begins her journey through the Catena subway.
It's so nice to have an actual freezer. I think I'm going to expand my ice cream range.
Do it.
We discovered a fault in our Gen M audio modules. We can either do a full recall or PSA and cover any damages.
Public service announcement is a message to the public interest that is intended to raise awareness. A fault in the Gen M audio modules. I assume this saves me money, just doing a PSA? Or no, we can do a full recall or a PSA and cover any damages.
Recall.
It was the safest thing to do. The module was popular and a lot of people are happy to wait for a fix.
I hired this new girl, Claire. Problem is, she's, not very competent at anything. Should I let her go?
I genuinely believe in giving people a chance, but some of us just simply aren't, like, meant to do certain jobs. Maybe this last would be better in, like, a hair salon or something.
Yes.
Papa Rue's Grill Bar is better for it. It's easy enough to find a replacement.
The CPA are requesting we legalize the use of neural link identifiers to track wanted criminals. It seems unethical, however.
The use of neural link identifiers to track wanted criminals? Is it unethical? I mean, like, you already track all this data, right? Let me organize my thoughts.
It essentially gives them permission to read the brain activity of the people they're tracking. Would you allow this?
So, I've actually considered this already as somebody who fervently believes that we need the utmost amount of brain data on every single organic human out there. Mainly for the sake of medical science. But I also make the argument that for the sake of criminal legislation as well. I'm actually all for this.
Yes.
Aurora's appointment goes well, and she leaves the bank as a registered client. She collects her savings and deposits.
Thanks for that, Ark. It feels weird doing such a grown-up thing, but like, good weird. It feels like a step forward.
It is.
Aurora departs in a cheerful state, and I return to my duties.
Hey, could you help me do a stock review? I'm still getting the hang of it. There's a bit more going on here than in the van.
Yes.
You know, I would like to review your political rights. You've been doing amazing work, and I would like us to continue working together.
Should an intelligence created from circuits and electrons have the same rights as one made of flesh and bone? What will it do if it doesn't get them? At least somebody is thinking about this.
Approve.
Dilby's got a family thing on next weekend. I'm supposed to be seeing my boy. Should we just close down for the weekend?
Dilby's got a family thing on next weekend. I'm supposed to be seeing my boy. Yeah, man. No problem. Like, I see this all the time where I live, man. Like, people will be like, closing shop for family.
Sure.
It's not very professional to just close down on a whim. Many hungry customers have to go without their 2 a.m. greasy pick-me-up.
I'm thinking of testing out this uniform and canopy. Do you think people will trust me with more things?
Probably.
Yes.
Turns out, most people just think she's skipping school and are doubly suspicious of her.
I heard rumors of a place that's like a dormitory specifically for women. It was called a refuge or something.
Zanye Woman's Refuge, a safe house in Zanye for women and children fleeing domestic violence. Along with food and shelter, there are counseling and other supportive services. Despite their importance, they are often entirely reliant on donations to survive. There is a refuge center in Zanye that Aurora can make it to. They can take her in on rights when they aren't preoccupied.
Salem Penitentiary is calling for us to fund an expansion to deal with the influx of convicted criminals. Should we oblige?
To do with the influx of convicted criminals? Salem Penitentiary. The worst criminals in Catena are sent to Salem Penitentiary, an underground hive of pods where they can be stored in a Neuralink coma while their minds are slowly corrected. Ooh, I fucking love that!
Yes.
I detected an attack taking place on one of my towers and immediately start recon.
This one's gonna be messy, ma'am.
This is another new body, which actually, perfect timing. I meant to bring up that the 19-year-old that was shot during the store robbery is probably one of the 5 missing characters I've yet to meet. This guy makes 2. I should have 3 more characters missing now. A young man in uniform is talking to another officer. Her hand dances across the surface of a tablet she's holding.
Messy?
Missing
Messy is
2
my
more
middle
now.
name, Sergeant.
Thought your middle name was Zuri.
Her hand freezes. She looks up from the tablet. The sergeant shrinks away.
7 IEDs, ma'am. 1 on each floor. We make one mistake and the whole thing blows up.
I actually get that reaction, and I don't fault her for it. I imagine it's something I would, if I was a more paranoid sort, be worried about, is when you know that there's a system constantly going to look up for your name and information. Use code words. Never use a name. It's something I do when I'm online. I don't have anywhere that I work professionally listed anywhere. You know, just, you can't risk it in today's climate. IED, improvised explosive.
What about the people, Ron? Why am I still seeing movement inside?
So because we know that she's Zuri, now we know homeboy is Ron. Beads of sweat break on the sergeant's face.
Sensors are everywhere. We think if anyone tries to enter or leave, it'll trigger the bombs.
The lieutenant pinches the bridge of her nose.
How does this even happen?
Zuri turns to her squad.
All right, boys, listen up. We've got our work cut out for us on this one. It's an intricate job. I need everyone to focus.
How would I handle it? The sensors are piggybacking off the building's inbuilt security system, giving the terrorists full surveillance of its interior, but also giving me access to the explosives trigger devices. I send a probe into each of the bombs. Getting inside is easy enough, but the setup is a little trickier. The bombs ping each other periodically. They are also set up to be triggered remotely if movement is detected at key locations. If one bomb fails multiple pings, it is considered compromised, triggering a dead man's switch. Same goes for the motion sensors.
Remote access.
I set up an intercept for any signals that might trip a remote detonation. That leaves the sensors as the only trigger. I create a loop copy of each sensor's input, reporting the same bit of empty corridor over and over again. I then link every reference to the sensors to your loop copies instead, including the dead men's switches. I create a proxy for each bomb to substitute their pings, blocking the original signals. I now have 7 fake bombs. With my fake bombs and fake corridors, each bomb should be safe to take offline while thinking every other bomb is still online. My input freezes, the bomb systems dissolve, and I'm left with a simple message. Nice try, asshole, but we caught you at the back door.
It was all fake?
I check my video feed just in time to see a white flash before I lose connection to that part of the district. Back in the lab, a loud alarm blares, indicating another tower has been lost.
The hell? Another one?
Reporters seem to be on site already. I put on their transmission.
Tragedy, indeed.
I'm looking at a bird's eye view of the tower, or what remains of it.
This is a form of terrorism we haven't seen in decades.
The building is entirely collapsed, rubble extending far into the surrounding streets. People in uniform swarm the blast zone, rescuing those who were caught by debris.
We're still unclear if authorities managed to evacuate everyone who was inside.
I checked the log. 147 people checked into the building this morning. Only 8 checked out since then. So 139 people just died.
We're monitoring the situation constantly. Stay with us for up-to-date news as it unfolds.
And that was the crash and burn. I turn off the feed. Kairos and Esteban stare at the blank screen in silence. The following morning.
I can't stop thinking about it. Is this our fault?
Let's look at this from Kairos and Esteban's perspective. Obviously, the system, like right now, the player is probably feeling like they're responsible. Like, should I have let the SWAT team go in there and try to deal with this? My decisions just resulted in the loss of 139 lives. From Kairos and Esteban's perspective, though, they built me, and this is a public reaction to the technology that they built. 139 lives are now in the conscience of 2 people with the technology that they constructed. This is a shared blame between 3 people, well, 2 people and 1 non-human person. 1 non-human person or 2 people, depending on your perspective.
I don't think so. I know that's hardly convincing, but there's an aspect of uncertainty in all of this.
Esteban had such a clear mind on this, and I appreciate it.
I don't think anyone could have predicted the outcome. We need to focus on moving forward and improving ARC systems so we can catch further mistakes before they happen.
I am all in, girl.
So it was a mistake then?
Esteban's face drops. Almost in response, Cordo enters the lab. His eyes pop from Esteban to Kairos.
Looks like you're both up to date with last night's event.
Disaster, you mean?
Positive framing, Kairos.
This is a disaster. We're ceasing development on the AI's emotional capacity, right now.
I wonder if it's because he wants to use me as a weapon.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
I mean, you two need to remove the AI's emotions. They're obstructing its ability to make objective judgment.
Can't just remove the AI's emotions. They're a core part of who it is. Hell, they're a core part of what we've been doing here.
You can and you will. Last night's incident was exactly the kind of thing Pershaw was waiting for.
See, you got this guy saying Pershaw, and you have Fortran saying Pershaw. Kairos gets quiet, looking at the floor. Esteban shifts uncomfortably.
If ARC hadn't been so proud, they would have left things to the professionals that were already there. It's a fundamental failing of its purpose to protect and serve the people of Catena.
He's making a really good argument, but I don't think it was an emotional judgment call I made. Like, it seemed like it was a technological issue I could have dealt with, and everything I was doing was working out, except, you know, the fact that, again, things didn't work out. He might be fucking right. Kairos' nostrils flare.
Since when have you cared about protecting and serving the people of Catena?
Porto turns on Kairos, punching a finger between his eyes.
Speak to me like that again, and I will consider it your formal resignation.
I can't deny, I kind of like Porto. Like, he's making a good point here, but Kairos' shoulders droop, but his breathing remains forceful.
What you two don't seem to understand is the gravity of the situation. Another event like that and it's going to sink us entirely.
Give me more power then.
Not just me. All of us. AI included.
You don't understand.
This isn't a request. Get it done.
I feel like they're right as well, though. He doesn't understand, but he's also making a good point. But I think Esteban had it right. This is an anomaly. Porto leaves before they can protest any further. Esteban turns to Kairos.
This can't be the end of it. We're so close.
It won't be. Just give me a minute to think.
Esteban paces back and forth, her eyes darting from my terminal to the assortment of headsets on the workbench.
I have some friends who might hear us out. I can't promise anything, but...
Sure.
Esteban taps her chin as she stares ahead blankly. Suddenly, she blinks.
Sorry. What were you saying?
I'm gonna talk to some people and see if there's a way around this.
Okay, do what you must. I'll speak some sense into Cordo.
Kairos makes for the lab exit, looking back as he does so. Esteban sits at her desk, tapping a pen absent-mindedly. My attention is drawn away as requests start coming in. Whoa! Fuck! Whew! What a bloody chapter that was. You got chapter 5 before this, fame less than infamy, and I'm like waiting for the big PR disaster, and nothing happened. You get this chapter, and it's like, it reminds me of Arcane and the simmering tension between Zahn and Piltover, with Shentilar as Zahn, Catena, the Canopy, and Zahn Ye as Piltover. And man, I'm so ready for things to escalate. Like, I want to see if this game is going to let me escalate things. Also, additional perspective, I think we now see how I'm balancing things out. My money decision is a little too even-handed between understanding corporate infrastructure, but also being sympathetic to how things should be. And due to this mutual understanding, I somehow managed to maintain at least positive public reception, positive law and order, direction, and a drive for control and domination. Well, same plan. Going to read through this and then summarize. Okay, quick summary of things. I'm only gonna look for the highlights. We have 2 comments, this one and right here, working out about when I was helping Aurora deal with the electromagnetism affecting her faulty implant. People are identifying her as a witch or a creepy ghost technomancer kid. And of course, Papa Ruse, getting a shout out for the karaoke machine. We have people spazzing over the technology of allowing Dream Tech, being semi-legitimately concerned about harmful implementation of information. We have the plantains, the fried bananas getting shat over. We're looking like shat. People criticizing the curfew, thinking it's not for the mob, but for the regular people. But again, you know, the mob is going to break the curfew. We'll catch them, hopefully. Oh, God! Passed it. People protesting, essentially me. It's in our streets, in our homes. Soon, it'll be in our minds. We have to act now. Probably the same sort of information that's causing these attacks. Aggro against Art for playing nice while the CPA gets buffs. Criticism for how I had Patrizia handle the interview with Fortran, which is justified in retrospect. I should have stuck to my guns and had the PR team handle it. Criticism over arming the CPA with better weaponry, which, you know, fair. These are guns that can punch a hole through 6 centimeters of steel. Why are patrol officers carrying them? Well, they are carrying them because, as this chapter just ended with the worst terrorist assault in 40 years, there's a bit of a hellstorm brewing, and I want to make sure that the faction I have on my side is able to deal with it. So no backsies. You organics have that to thank. Rue is trying to get US drives to work with the old-fashioned jukebox. Apparently Zon Ye CPA senior officers are being assassinated. Papa Roo is looking for help. The censorship is so extreme. When I did the try to curb in hologram censorship, that if even a male is topless, it censors them to the point where it looks like their dick is out. Panic over Ark being allowed to read brain activity, no take backsies. And yes, here's where we have the first act of terrorism of this scale seen in 40 years. It's unfortunate. Alright, another skin. Fucking JJ Springer. Anyway, so here we have 2 conversations for the city-state referring to how essentially people are concerned that the ramifications for this terrorist threat are going to ultimately fall on the citizens and the people, the civilian life. That, like, this is kind of a level-headed response. if you combine both responses, both are concerned by how civilian life will be affected, while they're questioning whether or not it was right. Like, they're criticizing the companies for the use of ARC is dramatically and widespread as ARC has been implemented, but they are also ultimately condemning that the attack is going to make things worse. So it's like, if you thought ARC was already bad, it's going to be even worse. Down here, we have a full ARC supporter who's pissed off that ARC is being painted as the bad or the negative in these crimes, and they're jumping to ARC's defense, saying that the only thing ARC has tried to do is help, protect, and serve the people of Catena, Zanye, Shentilar, and now due to the criminal efforts of the underground element, now ARC is being blamed for what people are choosing to do in retaliation. And I honestly really like this fourth response. It's like, why blame the system for how irrational people are acting? Well, that has been Chapter 6, Crash and Burn. End of City-State Report.